Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? Tonight we are coming to you guys live for a very special conversation. Well, not special, but just an open forum, an open debate, and an open conversation on discrimination in experiential marketing. Does it really exist? So yesterday I did a quick live feed and I brought this topic up because a lot of EXPs reached out to me about discrimination. Either they had experienced discrimination, they knew somebody who had been a victim of discrimination in the experiential marketing industry, and they wanted me to touch on this topic because it's something that we deal with, or not we, but you may deal with, or I have dealt with, T has dealt with, working in the experiential marketing industry. How do you identify it? How do you, address it? And more importantly, how do you, create that comfortable workspace, that comfortable environment, and obtain consistent opportunities? So to start us off, I'm gonna first lay out a couple house rules. First things first, we're gonna respect everybody's opinion. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Everybody is entitled to express, their thoughts on this subject. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. So with that being said, feel free, everybody, comment, share your thoughts on this subject, but also, be respectful of everyone who may also, chiming in and providing their opinion as well. No profanity. We're going to keep this thing PG rated. So refrain from using any profanity. And as I stated before, this is going to be an open dialogue. So at any point in time, if any of you want to bing in and share your opinion via, interview style where you talk with myself or talk with T or other EXPs, just give me a wave in the comments or let me know, Jay, bing me in, and I'll go ahead and add you to the conversation and we could just continue. Go ahead, say it again.
The conversation, not conversation.
Conversation. Okay, and I'll bring you guys in from there. So, T, let's go ahead and get started.
All right.
First, let's talk about the poll that I posted in the group earlier today. And then we're going to define discrimination in its entirety. So earlier today, I asked you EXPs, have you experienced discrimination? And an overwhelming 28 of you said that yes, you had experienced discrimination in some way, shape, or form as an EXP. It's also important to note that when I looked at the people who provided their opinion, it was a wide range of ethnicities, from black to white to Asian. So it's not just a one color or one ethnicity type issue. All ethnicities, have dealt with some form of discrimination as an EXP. And we had some no's, some not sure's, and some people said they had this, experienced discrimination, which I have, from consumers, when you're executing events. So let's talk about it because it is a controversial subject, but it's one that we need to address, as EXPs, because we engage with consumers, we work with different agencies, we work with different clients, and there may be different demographics or different factors that come into the hiring process for programs. So let's define the term experiential marketing. And T, I'm going to let you go ahead and define that real quick.
No, discrimination. You said experiential marketing.
Why is experiential market? Define discrimination.
So I'm going to define discrimination. So right now we're looking up on the Google. Hey, they're strong search engine. So they're strong search engine. Everybody use Google, so we don't have no differences in that right there. So Google definition, it's a noun for you guys out there who want to know what it is. It's a noun. All right, and number one is the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Ooh, that's what we'll be talking about. Number two, recognition and understand of the difference between one thing and another.
All right.
So those are the definition of discrimination, you guys.
So now that we've laid out and defined what discrimination means, we also have to look at, let me pull up my document here because I made some notes prior. discrimination can be based on various categories, which include age, parental status, disability. You could be discriminated based on that. Employment activity, your gender, your marital status, your age, and your body type, as well as your race or your ethnicity. So we're going to cover a couple of these different characteristics and ways in which you could be discriminated against, in the experiential marketing industry. But let's just go ahead and start with race.
So we're going to start with, we're going to go down and break down all of them. But the first one, everyone wants to, that's the biggest one, because currently the climate right now that we have in America, it's race. So the race is the number one thing that, as far as discrimination, that fluctuates a lot within the industry. Also, due to the different, again, events, programs that clients do execute and what they would like to see, there are points in times where a certain race they want out there in front of the forefront. So speaking of race, have I been discriminated against because of my race? Yes, I have been discriminated because of my race. I know I have, and I've seen it directly in my face through account managers, and also through this. I'm talking about account manager agency aspect of it right now. So I've dealt with racism on that. So yes, it happens. Do I know? Does it hurt me? No, because I let it roll off my shoulder like a drop of water. As far as myself,
but let's talk about when you first started in the industry, like 15 years ago, versus where it is now.
So 15 years ago, within the industry, I would say that's about roughly 2012, oh my goodness, I'm getting old, cuz 2002. Yeah. Around 2002, when I first started in the industry.
Were there a lot of African American males
there weren't a lot of African American males in management position on the role as tour managers or as the face of management within the experiential marketing industry. So you go on the account side, you go on the agency side, it was a Caucasian face that you dealt with in the industry. So that's me personally when I started in the industry around 2002, 2003, when I started as a brand ambassador within the industry, and me speaking with direct managers, it was more Caucasian males I was speaking with at the time.
Did you have a hard time breaking into and getting those management positions?
No, because I would say I grew up around diversity. I grew up in a diverse school. I grew up in an international baccalaureate school, so we had international students come to our school, and I just knew how to just relate to everyone, any race, any sexual preference, any height, body weight, and all of that. So I grew up around diversity, and I love diversity. So it was no problem with me, and even facing with the racism that the little bit that I did face, it was no problem for me, because I just looked at it. Their experience in life are totally different than mine. My experience, I grew up around, again, diversity, and I expect diversity in everything that I touch on.
And I forgot to mention discrimination based on sex. It is Pride Month, LGBT. Shouts out, to any LGBT EXPs as well, if you've been discriminated, based on that. So we're going to cover all of that. But my personal experiences with race, I could tell you, being an African American female, wanting to break into the industry, especially to receive product specialist opportunities, it was hard at first, because as you guys can see, I have braids in, and I talk about this in my book, You Do What. And the preferred look for the automotive circuit, working at the auto shows, for females is more of the straight hair look, slim body, very model-esque. And yes, don't get me wrong, I have the slim body, and my features, I have the model features, but my hair is kinky. I got that 4C strong for all my African American ladies. So initially, when I applied for product specialist opportunities and to work, the auto circuit, and I applied with my natural hair, I wasn't given an opportunity. I had to bank changes, and I did a test. I applied with my natural hair, with my model pictures, and I never got a call back for any product specialist opportunities. But the minute I changed up my hair, I started wearing sew-ins and put in, wore straight wigs, I got a call back, within 24 hours of applying for a auto show opportunity to work as a product specialist. So not to say that discrimination occurs, in different ways, shapes, or forms, but from personal experience, I know that with me having natural hair, I hear it from other EXPs, African American EXPs, and they always ask me, okay, Jay, how should I wear my hair? How should my hair be in the headshots? Because I like to change my hair up, and, being an African American female, we change our hair up often. We wear braids, we wear twists, you might have locks, and you don't always want to rock the straight look. And being able to, express who you are, be comfortable in your own skin without, feeling like, man, I got to conform to just receive opportunities. It can be tough in this industry. I think, the industry has evolved since I began back in 2009. And with companies, more companies entering the experiential marketing field and executing events, the demographic is starting to change. And there is starting to be a shift in the type of consumers, which is then, resulting in more EXPs.
It's not a shift in the consumers. Yeah. The consumers' face have always been the same.
Yeah.
It's just that they realize that they are missing a key point in make sure that they have that same consumer relation on their end, as far as the brand itself. And so again, the consumer face hasn't changed. It's always been the same, but you got to build relationships with the consumer. So, and
that dollar, the power of the dollar is shifting, and more brands are looking at the minority markets, and doing more marketing and more multicultural events, catered to more different ethnicities and different races. So as a result, clients are starting to hire more African Americans with natural hair, or wanting to hire EXPs who meet the demographic for that particular brand or that type of consumer who, purchases their product. So the industry is evolving, and there are more opportunities being presented to minority EXPs where conforming and having to look a certain way, is not the norm anymore. You are, now being given the opportunity to just be yourself and to, wear your natural hair, or to wear locks, or, switch it up a little bit. And clients are, starting to become more aware of that and more accepting of that as well.
All right. So let other people chime in on this. So right now we're talking about discrimination, but discrimination based on right now of race. So if you have any type of issues as far as if you were discriminated because of your race, chime in and just let us hear your point of view, because it's just not about just our experience. It's about everyone's experience, and that's how we bring it to a head to be a better industry overall. So if you want to chime in actually on video and speak on, just let Jay, she controls all the social media. So
Philip said, in my opinion, it could be discouraging when you have all the qualifications and experience, and that doesn't seem to matter. I think it feels like discrimination far more often than it is a real occurrence. Clients have demographics they target. I mean, we could call that discrimination or just smart marketing, since we all get opportunities based on the client's dime. It's kind of their decision. Okay, so that is true, because clients do have certain demographics and individuals they target.
Yeah.
However, when you are a minority and you are working and managing a program, or you are looking to obtain a management opportunity, and all the faces that you see don't look like you, it kind of makes you feel some type of way. Can you kind of relate to that? Working like with other programs and being the only, African American face.
Well, it's a lot of programs I worked with where I was the only African American face working on a program. This high lifestyle program it was, and I was the only African male there working the program. It does kind of seem kind of odd, kind of feel kind of eerie, like I'm the only African American, or I'm the only other minority that able to do this type of program. And I felt kind of odd, but it just like you say, just an odd feeling, just working, just saying that I'm the only African American there, or no one else of a different race could actually work this program. Just one African American male, and the rest of them are Caucasian males. So it does kind of feel kind of eerie. And again, coming from a background where I went to school in with diverse group of individuals, races. So I'm always to go for diversity versus anything. So I just don't believe in one race. I believe in all races. I love everybody.
And then too, just working and looking at it from the account manager, staff, and agency standpoint, it may not be a lot of minorities working in the office as well.
Whew.
And that,
yes,
yeah,
hold on, I'm gonna chime on that. In the office, there are not a lot of African American account managers in the office, or Spanish, or then now it's you begin to see more, but it's not a lot of African Americans account managers. So you guys out there, or agency owners. So,
shouts out to Out Loud Marketing in Houston.
Oh yeah,
minority Hispanic owned staff agency.
Yes.
So there's starting to be more, and we discussed this at our pop-up interview, and he talked about how being a minority-owned agency, has worked in his favor. It hasn't been easy, but he's able to staff a lot of bilingual events and reach that demographic.
And multicultural events, and that because when he started, he said that was another reason for him to start this agency, because he just wanted to make sure that that multicultural events can be staffed and have multicultural faces doing events. So he just wanted to make sure that their faces was also shown, their race, being bilingual was there for the client to have too as well. So that's a key component that you must have as an agency or as a brand. You want to have bilingual and also a multicultural face anytime you're presenting a program to a client. And
EXPs, chime in. Let me know your thoughts on this. Have you experienced discrimination based on race? Let me know. We had someone comment earlier today. I had an account executive tell good friends of mine that they looked more American than me. I was American enough for the setup crew, but not for the event. I am retired, but this is a whistleblower. So sometimes, I don't want to say, sometimes you get boxed in. Agencies or account managers, they may try to box you in to a specific position based on where they feel that you are best suited for. This is not always the case. This is just my opinion. But like he said, he was good enough for setup, but he wasn't good enough to manage the event, and he has management experience. And I've worked with Shelton on numerous events, and he's managed me as well. So a lot of people like to refer to it as the good old boys club, where they'll hire their friends or hire people that look like them for the sake of having.
It's the same face, and that's when it becomes you become kind of eerie and kind of like come odd too as well.
And just know that Asian, Spanish, Indian, African American, just as qualified as another race. So management opportunities should be afforded, and making sure that you have a diverse group of EXPs, executing their events is also important. Clients, we understand, clients may have certain requests, and you have to meet those requests, especially if you are looking to retain your client. However, the industry is becoming more diverse. Not agencies, but brands are seeing the importance of tapping into different demographics.
And now it's also the ones who are writing the check within on the brand side with the Fortune 500 brands it's becoming more diverse. So, and then it falls down the ladder too as well. So it's not just that one person making the decision anymore that's of one race. It's multiple people, multiple executives, directors, account managers for these Fortune 500 brands. Now you've seen a diverse face. So now things will begin to change down the ladder too as well. So they expect diversity when they're for their programs, and anytime it's consumer consumer interaction engagement programs. Now they're looking for those different races, multicultural programs to for those people to engage with consumers. And
we got to play devil's advocate here. There may be a multicultural, bilingual, Black or African American event where Caucasian people are not preferred. So that in itself too, you have to ask: is that a form of discrimination as well?
Yeah.
So we got to look at both sides of the coin here.
And just as someone stated on there, it also goes the target demographic at the time too as well. So you got to be mindful of that. So if that target, there's a certain target demographic, you do have aware that they're strictly just shooting for a direct race and at that time, but just for their program, but it shouldn't be for all their programs. That's the main key about it. All right, every now and then you can have one just target directly for that consumer face and that demographic, but it shouldn't be for all your programs.
And Romel just commented, I've heard account managers actually say you have too many Black people on your staff. You have to mix it up. The staff they brought in was terrible as far as work ethic goes. So,
yep. And then that's another thing. When you deal as you start doing other as you go into other opportunities within the experiential marketing industry, a lot of times they just go about pictures and face. But they don't go about the quality of work they bring. So they probably see this beautiful face or this certain race, but this person don't bring the qualification of someone who has another race. So that's another thing you have to be mindful of. Then it goes to you as an agency, as a staffing agency, as an agent yourself. Are you willing to decline to working with that brand or that person because they're being, to me, their discrimination against quality individuals who are going to bring out the best for their brand. So at the end of the day, it's about increasing the brand awareness and sales. But if it's
engagement and creating that memorable experience.
And I'd rather have a diverse group of qualified individuals who are out there enjoying the event,
doing a great job,
making the consumer engagement a success, and also just a great environment for consumers to be around. I'd rather have that than just have all the races they prefer, and it's not hitting on the can't curse. It's not hitting on a lick. So I just, again, if it's not, if they're not accepting of the ones those individuals that we present, I prefer not to work with you. Then also speaking of that point, far as discrimination against race, Jay and I have declined tours and opportunities because we dealt with the race issue with agency or staffing agency. So we just don't no longer work with it.
Or we manage a tour and the client will come on site, and the first thing they'll do is walk to up to an EXP, a brand ambassador, and start talking to them as though they are the manager, and not even acknowledge myself or T. Like literally just walk right past us and beeline to a Caucasian EXP. And then when the Caucasian EXP tells them, hey, I'm just a brand ambassador, T and J, or J is the manager, when they turn around and they look at me or look at T, sometimes the look they give is like, is unexpected, because they did not expect to see someone of a different race as the manager. So shouts out to the agency for hiring and realizing the importance of having diversity. But sometimes the clients are just unaware and assume that it's someone else. So we covered a lot there. Any more comments?
Well, anybody want to jump on that? No, I was just saying, anybody else want to chime in? Yeah. Because a lot of to break this, we have to be all as one, and just making sure that agencies, staffing agencies, and our agency itself are aware of this. So if you want to chime in, go ahead and chime in, because this is your time to make your point, because it's just not about us. Everybody work in this industry. All races work in the industry.
And agencies, chime in, be honest, give us your opinion. Is this something that you feel comfortable talking about and expressing? And
don't be scared to talk about it, because it's real. This is reality. Everybody want to sweep under the rug. Oh, it's not happening. It's not happening. Boom. And then when they run into the wall.
No judgment here. It's
judgment.
It's an open
real
dialogue.
Yeah.
We already set the house rules, so we are respecting your opinion. So hey, just let us
Just like high school debate team. I was in there on the debate team, but we had a beautiful debate, diverse team. So open up and just speak about it, man, because this is the only way. This is how you break the barriers, and we move forward with a great experiential marketing industry.
So Jennifer, I think I've been hired because I checked the blonde hair color option. I thought I was hired because I met the blonde hair color option, but when I arrived, I was sent home because I'm African American albino and I have natural blonde hair. So I'm not the right type of blonde. There isn't a way for me to say that I am black, but I have an ambiguous look. The time I was sent home, they told me the client said I look too youthful, whatever that means. But I just really felt they made up some reason because I didn't fit.
Yep. And
sorry you had to deal with that, Jennifer, man. Sorry to hear that. Go ahead. See what you're gonna say.
And with that comes to where, to me, staffing agencies and agencies itself, they need to be more mindful of everyone and their race and self, and don't be prejudiced of that or discriminate against that. And that's when, as one group of all, you accept all or we don't work for you, and that's how it should be. And
Thomas Moss said, literally, I've been told by clients not to staff various BAs for various shifts because they didn't have the look, aka what image they're trying to align themselves with. I get it, sex sells, but at what cost?
And to me, a lot of times it costs them a consumer.
Yeah.
And so it hits
or that engaging or that actual experience with someone of a diverse group of EXPs and having that there.
And so that at the end of the day, if they decide to go that direction, they're losing sales and money on that, because everyone wants to relate to someone that they have, that they know, or they face they can relate to with any brand they go to. Just like if you go to an event and you go inside the footprint and only thing you see is just Caucasian, and you like, where the hell the black people at? Where the black people at, man?
I buy this product.
I'm interested in this product.
Oh, I always use this.
And you kind of feel kind of odd.
Or the vice versa. If you go to an event and it's all black, African Americans,
have somebody I can relate with, or have someone Spanish there. Have someone.
But you should be able to relate to everybody too at the same time. But
that's true.
Consumers sometimes feel more comfortable if they are not exposed to a lot of different ethnicities, or live in a town where it's just the same people. Then when you see other demographics, or you work with a African American male, you may be intimidated because you haven't dealt with that individual or that ethnicity. I'm not gonna say ever, but on a common occurrence.
And Jennifer also wrote, she says, yes, the box options are very limited because she's of albino. Far as that, I would just say just put just put biracial. Honestly, put biracial in there, I would say, and just let people know,
and
be fun, and just say and
be comfortable.
And just say I'm albino. And be comfortable in your skin with that. And believe me, once you say that and you stay there and you start being comfortable in there and you let it you let it shine, they can't stop you. So it's going to be always opportunities for you, but you have to keep don't just stop because one or two don't give you the opportunity. Just keep pushing through. Because
and let your work ethic speak for itself. You are a beautiful young lady. I see your picture over there. So don't let that, like T say, discourage you. Continue to apply, and just know, as you grow and you build your name in this industry, opportunities are going to be afforded to you, and the right agencies and the right account managers will take note of that, and you will be awarded opportunity. So don't let that discourage you. Keep on applying, and yes, you are a beautiful young lady. So anything else on race before we jump to the next discrimination? Anybody else, if y'all want to chime in on this, go ahead. We're going to jump to the next.
Don't wait till the end of the video to chime in and say, oh, I want to say something about race. This is your opportunity to chime in and then speak up, because we're going to we want everyone to be on this. I just don't want just someone of a different race. Can you please chime in?
All right.
Anybody else out there?
So Christian Davis said, it happens especially when you're seasoned and you don't get picked, but it may not be racism all the time. Sometimes it's just people starting rumors on you and the like. So not so much racism per se, but an inadvertent attack on your character. So it could be, just someone hating, someone not wanting to see you move up, someone, like I said, EXPs, there are toxic EXPs in this industry.
Oh, it's a lot. It's not toxic. They are haters. There's a lot of haters in the industry. So, but the thing about it is to deal with your haters, you just have to keep a straight face and move forward direction in what you would like to do within this industry, not with what they want to do. Sometimes others don't want to see you shine in this industry, but you got to
see you move up and obtain opportunities.
Yeah. So you got to continue straight forward in what you would like to accomplish within the experiential marketing industry. So don't let the haters. It's going to be always fun talking about you. It's somebody talking about Jay and I probably right now, but I don't care because we got goals. We got goals we're trying to achieve. So the next one is what?
The next topic we're going to discuss is age. So discrimination based on age. Now, truth be told, my mom, who works in this industry, I would say part-time as an EXP, and she gets a little angry at times because she applies for opportunities, and my mom is late 50s, but she applies for opportunities and she is not awarded the opportunities because of her age. And she, talks to me about this all the time, and one thing she says is, I could do just as good a job as the younger EXP. Yeah. Or she may have worked an event with a younger EXP and she's running circles around them when it comes to setting up, breaking down, and just being on her A game. So EXPs, my older EXPs, my younger EXPs, have you experienced discrimination based on your age?
And let me say with age, so we've been given opportunities, to staff for us on a couple of events. And the client did say the age preference, they would like the age to be between 20 and 35. I originally did send out on the staff deck 2 older individuals for this. They went around age 40 for this event, and they said no, they want to stick around the age of 20, 35. And
they look at pictures.
And they was looking at the pictures and everything for that.
Now, mind you, qualified people, on time, always on time, always do an awesome job, know how to relate and convey product and brand information to consumers, never have an issue. But, and as an agency, you want to put the best EXPs in the best position to obtain those opportunities.
Yes.
But oftentimes,
the age is a big thing, because they always say they want the number one thing, a more youthful look, but a lot of times the youthful look and that doesn't get them the best results on their end. So then also shouts out to my older EXPs who are out here killing it, working on tour, CDLA license, doing their thing and obtaining consistent opportunities and running circles around a lot of these EXPs, because at the end of the day, your work ethic has to speak volumes. You are a brand within a brand. Yes, so, and also with age, the older ones, those who are older, they're actually more dependable than the younger.
Not all,
the majority of them. Yeah, majority of them are more dependable, honestly. So I'm gonna give you an example. If you go to Costco, it's a lot of experiential marketing going on. So if you see the older women around there who giving out them samples, that's a form of experiential marketing. And guess what? sisters and brothers be there on their point all the time, asking you for a sample. I met one, he was so engaged. I was like, man, I wish I had him. I wish I can have him work aside him on the program, because he had so much energy and brought great consumer experience that I was about to buy. I bought some dip because of that. Just because he gave just a great experience for me, and with that sampling. So just be mindful, even though you're probably of older age, and those who are older age, you just have to be just continue again, just fight against those who push
those
against
lines
those
and
lines,
stipulations.
Yeah, and just know that you're worth represent brands out here in the field too as well. So I would take someone older at any point in time, who's capable, who's capable of out there engaging with consumers and not afraid.
Then someone who's undependable, not unreliable, who doesn't like engaging with consumers, who complains, and who finds something wrong the minute they walk on site and they're at the activation. So you got to pick and choose your battles, but yes, understand that oftentimes the clients want that youthful appearance, and it's not the agency, they're not discriminating against you. They just have to make sure that they are representing the client and getting the client what they want based on the program.
Yeah, so then also, again, it goes back to what type of event it may be too as well. So you have to be mindful, but just be mindful of that on the agency side, staffing agency side, but also with the staffing agency, just kind of convey with the client that everyone that we bring on is going to be someone who can really represent your brand, and I try to ensure that I convey that too.
But sometimes they don't.
Agency, sometimes they don't budge on. That's what they want, that youthful look.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get that youthful look, and you wonder, where's the brand ambassador who's supposed to be standing right here? Well, that brand ambassador's in the restaurant. That's that youthful look that you wanted.
The restroom for the 10th time a day.
Oh, that's their brand ambassador that you want. Yeah, she's over there on her phone right now, but that's the one you wanted for this program. So, and that's the result they get. So they can't be upset, because that's what they asked for and they requested. So, hey, you get what you asked for.
So let's talk about the other side of the spectrum with the youthful appearance. So how about somebody that looked like a little kid?
Oh yeah.
Who like 30 something, like Jennifer, she's 30, and she said they tell her that she looked too youthful and she don't know. So like liquor promo models and stuff, especially if you have a youthful appearance, it can be hard because they may not believe you are of age to work as a promo model and to work those on and off premise events. So Jennifer, I don't know what to tell you on this one. If you youthful, that driver's license, showing your identification, maybe putting on some makeup to spruce it up. How would you handle that?
I would just say put a makeup and do a headshot.
Not cake though. Don't cake it on.
Just do a headshot with makeup so you can look more of age. I would say, even though you probably are of age, just do one headshot with that, and you submit that shot. They give you a more
and maybe event photos as well. So to have some event photos mixed in there so that they can see that you've actually done the type of events that you are looking to receive opportunities for, so they don't think that you are not of age or you don't qualify. So everybody's like, facts, yep. Anything else you want to add on age? Okay, so what would you say to someone who's older, who constantly applies and they are not given the opportunities? Like
someone of older age, I would say target. That's tough. I would say target opportunities where it's more
advantageous.
Advantageous as far as getting those positions. So, what I would say.
But then again, don't limit yourself either. Yeah,
because you limit yourself. I would say,
don't.
Continue to just apply. Continue to apply. And just as we told the young lady, just take a youthful look. an older look. Just do a nice headshot with a youthful appearance, and that way, when an agency submits your photo, you have that youthful look. They're like, oh yeah, we can choose in front of them. When they get on site, it's too late. Hey, they're here now. So just do a headshot. Make sure you take a nice headshot with you a nice youthful look, and that way, when you do submit, place you in the deck to the client. So yes, take a nice youthful look.
And cell phones do wonders these days.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be something that you go out and pay hundreds of dollars for.
Yeah,
a nice blouse, some makeup, will be just fine. And just make sure that, like T said, it's a nice headshot which presents you in a nice light. And then I think about when we worked the program as product specialists for GM last year. We had a lot of older product specialists as well, which also worked well because we had a great mix of late 20s to mid 30s to 40s and early 50s.
Yeah.
So and
also the consumers, the employees were able to relate to them too as well, because some of the older product especially EXPs were able to relate to the consumer about that specified vehicle. They could tell them, hey, for my age group, man, getting out of this vehicle, it's not bad on my knees, and so those things right there, they're able to engage with the consumer that benefits the brand itself. So by them having someone of age who can understand them and relate to them as a consumer, you selling them all the way. So that's the number one key. If you're able to relate to that consumer and have a diverse face there and of people that of age group too as well, it helps out the program to 100%.
So don't give up. Jamar Yarbrough said, know the market. You're right, T. Also, be real and apply for your age events. You got to keep trying. I hear that a lot from older people. So yeah, don't get discouraged. Like I said, it's a lot of older EXPs out here that's killing it, that's currently on tour, that have a CDLA license, that do this full time, and they're doing well. So everybody can get in and fit in somewhere in the experiential marketing industry.
Hey, it's a CDLA driver right now. He almost 70 years old. I think it's sprained his ankle or knee. He's still on tour.
Yeah.
Hey, so it's possible.
Yeah.
It's almost 70.
Yeah, he may not be doing a lot of the consumer facing and out there doing a lot of heavy lifting, but
he's almost 70. Bad knee, bad ankle, and still out there just grinding it too. So keep pushing through.
So I think that's it for age. You got anything
for
else?
age? All right. So for discrimination, we did race already. We did age, and now what we're going to?
Let's go body type.
Body type. All right, with body type. With body type, again, it goes back to the client and what they want. So a lot of fitness. So for your fitness program, also your healthy engagement programs, they're going to look for those individuals who present what they're who looks presentable in that manner for that demographic. So they're looking for, a lot of times you'll read the post, we're looking for fit individuals who live a healthy lifestyle, great physique and all of that. So if you are not of that type of physique, don't apply for that, because they're gonna 9 times out of 10 they're not gonna choose you, because they're looking for fit individuals as far as any type of program that's dealing with, again, a healthy lifestyle, a fit lifestyle.
But I'll play devil's advocate. How do you define the term fit?
Yep.
Is it tall? Is it slim? Is it thick? Because a lot of my girls out here got them hips and everything going, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you could be thick and fit and lean. So how do you define the term fit? What is fit? And that's based on the client. What would you say?
Oh yeah, that's based on the client. So fit for the client, they go off of your pictures. So again,
let me. I got the definition pulled up. Fit of a suitable quality, standard, or type to meet the required purpose. In good health, especially because of regular physical exercise.
Ooh. So body type, as far as, again, it's more of with the fitness programs, it's going to shoot straight towards those who look the part. So you have to be fit for those programs. Outside of that, if it's not far as healthy, if it's not client specific far as health and all of that, it doesn't matter what body type. To me, far as automotive, it doesn't matter what body type.
Sometimes they try to say because be able to lift 50 pounds or be, able to do certain tasks from a production standpoint. I know some thick girls, some thick guys that can get down better than the skinny people. Be moving production tents, weights, and don't complain at all. Whereas the skinny folks, such as myself, oh, it's too heavy. Oh, I can't lift that. Oh, my back. Like, no, this is what you signed up for. You knew coming in that you had to be able to lift 50 pounds and you had to be able to perform certain tasks. So skinny, thick, it shouldn't matter. But oftentimes, EXPs talk about, discrimination based on body type.
Yeah. And again, on the way I see where it's more of a direct far as you're not being accepted because your size. It's because those fitness programs, again, they're going to be very strict on looking that. They want you to have that look. That's one of those things. They want you to have that look. They don't care what age you are in that aspect as far as healthy in that body type. As long as you look the part, you're looking that fit look, you will be chosen for the program. So the body type with health and fitness it's a real tough line right there, and you have to be fit for those programs because they want you to look part of the brand. Not just saying that don't, and continue to apply for it. If you accept it, continue to apply. But it is tough out there. But again, just as everything else being broken down right now, there's ads on television right now, television ads where they're also promotional ads right now that they have,
and brands are targeted.
They have thicker women modeling for their bikini line
or products
for their products too as well. So you looking at that, you go to the mall and you see some of the ads, the billboards. You see a lot of more thicker women up there because they see that the thick girls they are consumers too as well. So they have to be mindful of that. And again, just as hair type and all of that, they have to be considerate of those who are thicker. And it's nothing wrong with you being thick. Just be healthy within your body.
And that's what I wanted to talk about before we wrapped up this topic on discrimination based on body type. Make sure that you're healthy. You're not starving yourself to look a certain way as a promo model to get in those little, I remember when I was working with Moet Hennessy and I had to wear the little tight, dresses or the rompers. And some of the girls wouldn't eat all day to just be able to fit, to work a 2-3 hour event. Like, your health is your wealth, guys. So don't feel like you got to conform or look a certain way as an EXP. Yes, there are certain brands that may prefer a slimmer look as a promotional model. But let me tell you, I was one of those girls being in heels for 4-5 hours and wearing on rompers. After 30 minutes, I was over it. It didn't even matter about the money. It was just, it wasn't worth it. I'd rather be in tennis shoes any day. So make sure you're taking care of your body. You staying hydrated. You feeding your body. You're not starving your body just for the sake of an event or for the sake of a client or to appeal, to a certain demographic or for 4 to 5 hours for an event. Just know that you're worth more than just a paycheck and worth more than just a 4 to 5 hour event. You got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your body. You got to feed your body the right things. And you got to make sure that you are, based on your body type, that you are taking care of yourself because your health is your wealth. Yeah,
be thick, heavy set, all that. Just be healthy with it. So it's plenty healthy, thick, beautiful women out there. I can say that I've seen out there working with this brand. Yeah, they're healthy and thick and beautiful.
And so it's good to see.
And they're engaged. Smile. They're out there too as well. It was one young lady actually who did a program with Dodge just a couple years ago, and she made this big transition because she was healthy, but she had this most bubbly personality. I gave her a shout out on her Instagram a while back, but she transitioned from she was more healthy, healthier. She was more heavy set.
So she was about 5 what?
She was about 5'4", 5'5".
And weighed about?
I would say she probably like 150, 160 range, and she made this big, healthy, conscious decision just to work off this weight, and she looked 100% different. I didn't realize that with her until she said her name. So I'm gonna give her a shout out to her. So if you want to transition, it's not. I'm not saying it's required. It's required to do that, but she had the personality. She can relate to any consumer. She's great as a product specialist, as a manager, and she just did this big transformation. And I was like, wow, man. So shout out to her and her endeavors and everything. But she just have a beautiful. I always remember her beautiful attitude and her beautiful how she was just engaged with the consumer. But also she changed her whole body. So if you can do that, I suggest you do it. And she did it in healthy steps too. So it wasn't just for, I would say, just the sake of just an event or being on the program. It was she became more health conscious of herself, and she's loving it too as well. Mm-hmm. So we did. We're doing discrimination. Our topic is discrimination. So what we knocked down is race. We did the race already.
We did age. And we just knocked out body type. And we've been here for about an hour.
All right. Oh, that game almost coming on, so we gotta hurry up. What's the next one? Yeah.
So the next one, sexual orientation. So LGBT, just discrimination based on that. So anybody, LGBT of the LGBT community, let us know. Have you experienced discrimination based on that? We have worked programs where we needed a LGBT person of the LGBT to represent the brand, more notably like on sexual campaigns and sexual tours, and just even having MCs serve as drag queens and come in and just host the event and provide that memorable experience, because that's what the brand and the client requested. Mm-hmm. So what would you say about this topic?
So as far as this topic right now, also it's this month too as
Pride
well.
Month.
It's Pride Month too as well. As you see right now, those who represent the community, they're breaking barriers right now with the brands now. So if you see now, all the brands, there's your sign right there. all the brands right now are putting up the rainbow colors up there, just letting you know that they represent and they're behind the LGBT diversity and behind the I would say the community too as well. So it's not just about one look and demographic. It's about everybody, because everybody is a consumer. Mm-hmm. So for us, the community, I work in the events too as well. It's fun too as well.
Mm-hmm. All the Pride events.
I'm a straight guy, but I work plenty of Pride events. It's some characters there. It's funny though. It's funny and real. So.
And it's a good time.
And it's a good time too as well. And a lot of times you go to those events, man, you like, man, I wish some of the other events were like this too as well. So it's cool even working the events and seeing how they're just how they're all just open to their sexuality and just expressing and just enjoying life in general. So it was also great, and also I learned a lot just working those events. So if you are a person who kind of against
LGBT,
the community, the LGBT community, I suggest go to work the events. They're gonna open your mind up into not saying that I got to be open to everything that they everything that they do, because everybody has a different lifestyle. You don't have to be open to everything they do, but you learn a lot. Mm-hmm. And by me working working those events, it opened up my mind to just being more acceptable to how their lifestyles are. Not just saying I was totally against it, but some things I was like, I don't know about that. Then once you hear those people, you have their relationship and you engage with them and you begin to talk, you get to hear stories behind the LGBT community and why they are of that sexual preference or what may happen in their lifestyle. So it's my
opening, and it's. I have such an appreciation for anybody LGBT. Shouts out to all my EXPs, my LGBT EXPs. Hey, because we have a lot of friends, and we just enjoy working with you, enjoy just calling you a friend, and we understand and we know, all the things and the struggles that you go through. So,
and right now, if you in that closet, come out the closet, cause ain't no sense of hiding no more. Ain't no reason for you to be hiding. If you in the closet, come out the closet. There's no need to be hiding anymore. Yeah. Usually, with the LGBT community, they will hide. They won't even tell them, "Oh, I'm not of this, I'm not that," because they were scared how other EXP perceive them or who they are. Man, come out of the closet, man. Be who you are at the end of the day. Because
people gonna love you regardless. Yeah. This industry, EXPs, we are very accepting of others. Mm-hmm. So regardless, we're gonna love you. So don't be ashamed of who you are. Embrace who you are. And we love working all the LGBT events. We have LGBT friends. And I mean, we can't speak on this, but any of my LGBT friends, have you been discriminated as an EXP and not given opportunities, based on your sexual orientation or your sexual preference? And there's a lot of LGBT tour managers that we worked with, in the past, and they did an awesome job. Yeah. And killed it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And like I say, working events and working around those individuals and hearing those stories, just opening up even more too as well. So you learn a lot working different events too as well.
And as an EXP, you got to be open. Like you can't be, oh, I don't want to work with this person or that person. Like it's different consumers you're going to engage with. So you can't pick the consumer that's going to come up to their footprint. So you can't pick who you're going to work with. You have to be open, and you have to be willing and able to interact with all types of consumers. Yeah. Because we've dealt with consumers who have, acted racist as well, and engage with all types of EXPs, because this industry is made up of all types of individuals.
Yeah. So as far as that, so for today the topic was discrimination. We dealt with race
within experiential marketing.
Experiential marketing, we did race first. The second was what?
Age.
The third
was body type.
The fourth was sexual preference.
So we didn't get to all of the different options, and we'll probably do another video at another time to go over those. But we just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. Comment, let us know your thoughts on this video.
We'll give it 2 minutes. We'll let anybody who want to have a comment, they want to just say anything about it, because it's just not about us, it's about everybody. And just shoot your message over real quick. So
and real quickly, let's go ahead.
Game time is coming up. Come on.
Just 2 things that you can do as an EXP if you have experienced discrimination or believe that you experience or how to deal with discrimination as an EXP. So first thing, don't feed into the negativity. Don't allow what someone said or how they have perceived you to affect your ability to do your job. Just know that you were hired for a reason. You were brought there to represent the brand and represent the client as well. So, and the agency. So if it's a consumer, if it's a fellow EXP, don't go 0 to 100 real quick on site and cause a scene. Pull that EXP to the side, address it with them, tell them you didn't like them using a certain word or talking to you in a certain type of way. And also, if it's a consumer, you have to be very careful about that. But make sure that you address it, with that consumer in a professional way. Just say, hey, sir and ma'am, I don't appreciate you speaking to me in that tone or saying what you said. And also let your manager know on site and follow up via email with the account manager or staffing coordinator. So just in case anything comes down the pipeline, you CYA yourself on your end. So as I always say, CYA always put things in writing. Yeah. And then 2, also, what would you say? I said put everything in writing. And last thing.
Give them one. I would say just one more.
One more. I got a lot here. Never settle or conform, or don't assume it's always discrimination.
Yeah. Also, if you're not chosen, by agency or staffing agent or marketing agent or staffing agency or coordinator or account manager, a lot of times don't think it's discrimination. Don't let that be the first thing to come to mind, that there's discrimination because of this, that, and the other. Sometimes again it's what the client wants and what they choose to, but we must continue to break down these barriers that we do have. And so this is one way that you break it down. And how do you deal with those things? How you deal with racism? You have this conversation right here. How you deal with racism, or how you deal with discrimination overall? You have this conversation right here, and that will break the barriers down and just make it a more enjoyable industry itself, and just make the world better itself overall.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up because the game's about to come on. If you guys enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. Share this video with other EXPs. Share it on your page. Share it in other groups. It's a healthy dialogue, and it's important that we continue to have conversations like this. Also, this video will only be up for the next hour, and then it's moving to my YouTube channel.
What's your YouTube channel?
Jae Davis Experience. So I need your assistance in helping me meet my subscriber goal. If you guys haven't already, definitely go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Jae Davis Experience. I provide a whole bunch of resources there to assist you in beginning your career.
She has done tons
maintaining
of videos.
your career as an experiential marketing professional. So share my YouTube channel with others. Continue to invite people to the group. And we're going to continue to have healthy dialogues such as this. If you guys want us to cover more topics related to experiential marketing or just life in general, drop us your thoughts in the comments, and we'll get to those in future videos. Hey, Jose. Hey, Jessica Hudson. I'm going to go ahead and just wave to everybody before we get off of here.
Mike Lau.
What's up, Nick?
What up, Nick? What's up, Nick?
Yeah, so Melissa, what's up? So we just going to go ahead and wave.
Jamar, what's up?
Chester Bryant, hey, how you doing? Patrick Pierre. So, hey, Brian, Trusted Her. Y'all are killing it over there. Thanks for tuning in. I love everything you're doing, by the way, for the industry. Continue. Lillian, thanks for tuning in.
Trey Moore?
Trey Nor, Maria, and Trey. Kanika, I know you guys are in Spain. Barcelona, they in Barcelona.
Oh, that's my favorite country. That's my favorite country right there. If I ever need to run away from America, that's my first country right there.
Iris, hey, Chanel, Gabby, there go Gabby, Sanjali.
What's up, Gab?
Jamel Vaughn, Erica, and I think I got almost everybody. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hey, Rudy. Jamal, Andrea, Shelton, our realtor, and EXP, Shelton. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll touch base with you guys another day.
Who you going for?
I'm going for Toronto.
Jay's going for Toronto. I think the boys gonna do it again. They're gonna do this three-peat. So shout out to the Golden State boys.
And remember,
three-peated.
You are a brand within a brand, so always represent yourself accordingly.
Represent. Gotta
represent. Chase that chick. Never chase that chick.
All right.